Harry, Obsolete Wonder Woman 8. A new story starts here. We have a good cover of Wonder Woman in a dungeon or something like that. Doesn't happen in the issue, but it is a nice piece of artwork of the character by Peabody and Sherman. We have a previously on recap page. It has no personality, but I am not going to say that having one of these is a bad thing. Maybe over time we can bring in a bit of imagery or even just design. And something else that has happened for the betterment of the title, they have reduced the double spread title and credits pages to a single one. This is maybe the greatest thing to happen to the series yet. With this and our recap page, and with that we are starting another story, I thought it would be a good time to catch up where I stand. My goal in reading Obsolete Wonder Woman is to enjoy it while I can. And there is stuff to enjoy. There's some big fumbles, but there's enough good to balance it out or tip the scales. The strongest stuff is the backstory with her growing up in hell. I feel tremendously connected and invested in those bits. Bad news, there is no Wonder Top backup feature in this issue, so I am not pleased about that. I also have Obsolete Flask, and I will be looking at that when I am caught up with Wonder Woman, with the exact same idea of enjoying it while I can. There is some horrible stuff with the Obsolete line already, stuff I don't want to engage with, and which stands to be the most likely thing to contaminate my enjoyment and force me to give up on one or both of the books. For the record, I'm not collecting that one, but Obsolete Batman is okay. There's decent bits, but overall, I'm not as interested in that. Whereas Obsolete Wonder Woman appealed to me because I had never really gotten into Wonder Woman, and I thought it would be a fascinating way to get into Wonder Woman. I've only read like a handful of issues of regular Wonder Woman, and Obsolete Wonder Woman did solve one of my big obstacles, that I find her fairyland shit boring. Obsolete Flask, on the other hand, I like the design, and I like Willie West. And the writer has done some okay comics, but also some awful ones. And at the time of Obsolete Flask, he is doing another title which is awful. So it stands to reason that Obsolete Flask cannot be too awful if all the awful is in his Justice Society of Superheroes. We start this with the sort of stuff I am liking. That Wonder Woman, despite coming from a harsh world, she is still an empath and cares for all the different forms of life. We are also back with interior art by Peabody and Sherman. The last two issues of the series had a guest artist who is also doing the upcoming Obsolete Wonder Woman annual, which I forgot to pre-order. But I do like Peabody and Sherman's approach to page layout and panel composition, although using the word panel seems wrong in a lot of places here. Elsewhere we have our villain for this arc, maybe, or our overarching villain for the series, maybe. Veronica Lodge. She works for the government. We saw her at the end of one issue. She was watching Wonder Woman fight the Tetracide on a news report. And she was in the White House. I think she was in the Oval Office with the President. I don't think I focused on that page, however. What fills me with dread is I know she is involved with that obsolete, evil comic. And I don't want anything to do with that, or that writer, or any idea presented in that issue. She is a government employee, and working for her in secret is another Wonder Woman villain. Familiar to some, but I would imagine less so when they look like Juggernaut, like this. Who we have here is Dr. Piss, an odd Wonder Woman villain. And I know so little about Dr. Piss that I shouldn't be making this statement, but the obsolete version of Dr. Piss is different in that they are gas. They are trapped in a non-corporeal gas cloud, and they have to use this Juggernaut suit to give them a physical form. They are working for Veronica Lodge, creating poisons and toxins and other chemical shit. Jesse, we gotta cook. I embarrassingly know fucking nothing about Dr. Piss, the regular version. All I know is the name. I don't even know if it is a man or a woman. They didn't ever have a Who Is Who entry. I only know Dr. Piss from the first Wonder Woman film, where it was a woman. And this extends to Veronica Lodge. I know that she is an enemy of regular Wonder Woman. I know that she is from the regular Wonder Woman comics. That's all I know. I think she's maybe, meant to be a Lenny Luthor ripoff for Wonder Woman. I think she was introduced in DC Rebirth. I know there's a cover during that with her. That is the extent of my knowledge on Veronica Lodge. That cover from DC Rebirth. I always preferred Betty. I have said a few times that I think that is a big part of the charm of this book for me. That I don't know Dr. Piss or Veronica Lodge well enough. So I only can take their versions in Obsolete Wonder Woman at face value. We have got Wonder Woman here with a supporting cast of friends, which includes Chris Pine. And I am pointing him out because I did see a theory online that Chris Pine could be a villain. That he might turn out to be a villain. That is a big twist that they could be working to. I am down for that. At the very least, it will make reading scenes with him interesting, if just to see how easily his words and actions could be interpreted with that idea. I don't think they'll be brave enough to do that, though. My own idea, my expanding on that theory, what if Chris Pine is Arse, the god of war, Arse? That would be a good reveal, but a very similar twist to the film, where you have the one guy you don't expect to be arse. So I can't really call it my own idea, it's just from the film, but with a different character. And we have another page where Peabody and Sherman is being a bit more inventive when it comes to magic. I like that the more creative and experimental that the layout gets is always in conjunction with magic being used. Here, Wonder Woman is casting a spell because she wants to bring forth a headquarters. This is it here. I didn't really get this bit. I don't understand the necessity of it. Why they needed this. It looks a bit like the Hall of Justice. I don't think it's meant to be though. The Hall of Justice was in Obsolete Evil. Fucking horrible comic that. It's going to repeatedly come up until I don't want to read this anymore, I reckon. Then we get to an action scene with Wonder Woman fighting mechanical spiders. And here is another example of Peabody and Sherman's art, not visually, setting something up well enough. The spiders, they are regular spider size. We only get to see them on the penultimate panel on this page, and there's one of them. And Wonder Woman is about to step on it, when actually there's a swarm of them, and they have been unleashed on the civilians. Wonder Woman is trying to fight them here, but it's not until the third page where we get to the image that properly shows their number and what she is up against. They overwhelm her and bury her underneath themselves. And this scene, it was used as a preview for the series in a free comic book day one-shot. And that scene, well, it was Wonder Woman fighting these spiders, and it was by different creators than the series. It wasn't by Kelly Clarkson and Peabody and Sherman. But fuck me, finding that was hard. Finding that comic online, it was not easy. It turns out it was like a flip book with DC's other free comic book day preview. So whenever I kept landing on that Dan Slott Superman shit, I was thinking it was the wrong thing. But no, it was in that. It was at the back of that. And these spiders, they are creations of Dr. Piss, who approaches Wonder Woman and proposes an alliance because Dr. Piss has information Wonder Woman wants, where another fairy from fairyland can be found. Next, a common enemy. This one felt like the least motivated issue yet. We weren't setting up the new story arc clearly or efficiently, even though it does set up 2 new villains. But as an issue, it's alright. The art is interesting in places, but there wasn't a Wonder Tot story, so I have to rate it as low as 7 thumbs up.